Welcome to the Properties to Profit podcast. I'm Michael, your host. Excited to share with you my journey from a six-figure job to building a successful real estate business. Each episode will explore various aspects of real estate investing, from wholesaling and flipping to managing rentals. I'll share the lessons and insights I've gained, aiming to help you avoid mistakes and achieve your financial goals. Expect guest experts, valuable tips, and practical advice to guide you on your own real estate journey. Thank you for tuning in. If you find any value in this podcast, please subscribe, share, and follow me on social media. Let's turn properties into profits together. Good morning, guys. Michael here with Properties to Profits. I'm your host today, and my company, Oasis Home Buyers, buys off-market properties. And what we do is we either wholesale them to other investors, and we make a small spread, never owning the property. We buy them, keep them as rentals, or we flip them. Those are our typical three exit strategies. On today's episode, I wanted to share with you guys how we helped a customer, an elderly customer in their 70s, who had no hope of selling other than giving it back to the bank and walking away with nothing. And so we were able to help them. They reached out to us via a TV ad in Springfield, Ohio. So they had called us and said, hey, we've tried to list this on the market 3 or 4 times. No luck. And they were in a tough spot. They were facing foreclosure. They had missed, I think, 16 or 17 payments and had a couple other liens on the property. Well, after quickly talking to them and what they thought they owed, we knew, like, hey, there's no way we are going to be able to buy this as an investor or even wholesale it. We told them up front, I was like, hey, we want to help you guys out. So we'll take this on. We're not going to make any money, but are you guys willing to allow showings, all of these things? They said, of course, yes. So first things first, we tried to wholesale it. We knew a couple cash buyers who had properties in the area, and we were like, maybe there's a chance to just buy it. Of course, no one came up to the table there, which was really unfortunate when you think about helping sellers. It'd be really nice if cash buyers on occasion could do that, but I understand market's tough already. Why put yourself in a spot and buy a bad deal? Well, after that, we went back to them and said, hey, no cash buyers want this. Our options are to list. And they're like, well, we've tried that. Didn't work. And I was like, well, why don't we try it for you and see what happens? So we went ahead and listed it for them. And we got quite a bit of traction on it. And I was kind of curious why it didn't sell before. And I think with the price, people were super attracted to it, and the house had a lot of work. And so they didn't realize how much work it needed. So we had to look for a very unique buyer. And we were just extremely upfront with everyone who called us, which a lot of people exited the party. They didn't want anything to do with a house that needed that. But we had several buyers who were like, yeah, I'm okay with that. I can do the work, all of these things. But unfortunately, the prices they were offering after the agents got paid and stuff like that were like, hey, they're going to be upside down 15, 20K. This isn't going to work. Well, after 2 months to be on the market, we had a buyer come through who had offered 20, 30K less. And they're like, hey, we really want this house. What are we going to do? And we're like, look, they're in a tough spot. Their remaining mortgage balance is $235, and that was like 60 days ago. And I think you guys have only offered $235. So you're gonna have to come up like 15K if you want the agent and you want any concessions on selling. Well, they're like, I don't know if we could do that high. We don't know if he'll appraise that high. And I was like, look, I totally understand. It doesn't make a lot of sense here, but if you guys want this house, that's what we're gonna have to do, and we're gonna have to be okay with it. If it doesn't appraise, we'll deal with it then. And we're being extremely upfront with the sellers here. We're telling them like, hey, this is our best shot. There's no guarantee here. I know you guys wanted some cash in your pocket. Based on liens, we're not sure it's going to get any cash in your pocket. But for them to get rid of the mortgage and not have to give it to the bank and have a couple of weeks or months to move was super important to them. And we thought we could make that happen with this offer. So long story short, we took that offer, and fortunately, it did appraise. It appraised right where the purchase price was, $250. But unfortunately, a payoff came out of the woodwork that we did not know about, which really had them bringing $6,000 to the table. Us as the home buying company, we're taking no fee on this. We're truly doing this to help them out. We get plenty of profitable deals, and on occasion, when someone feels hopeless, we will take on a deal like this to where we just are completely upfront with them that, hey, we're not sure we can do anything with this, but if you're open to us trying and getting you in a better situation, we'd love to help. And that's what we did here. And so when the payoffs came back, appraisal came back and everything, we're less than 4 days from closing, and But we had been extremely communicative to the agent saying, "Hey, we're not sure 250 is gonna do it. Based on our math, we think it's gonna do it. It's gonna be a tight deal for you to get your fees." We're not asking them to reduce their fees if we don't need to. Like, we're giving our services away free. We're not asking them to do that. Well, unfortunately, closing came and that lien came out of nowhere, and now we're upside down 6 grand. The realtor is making 7,500 bucks, and they're like, "Well, I'll go see if my buyer wants to pay more." Well, of course, buyer doesn't wanna pay more. It's a buyer was kinda tight on income to ratio, anything like that, when it came with approval, and so it came down to we removed that lien. It was a bank lien, looked like a line of credit. They weren't gonna negotiate that, and we tried, and then the other option was the realtor fee. Well, we had been extremely upfront with them, telling them, "Hey, we're doing this for free, just trying to help them out. There's no money, no no side gigs. They're not paying anything. They don't have money to pay us. They're in their 70s. They're on Social Security. Our goal is just to really help them." Well, of course, the emails got pretty nasty from this agent, and he's like, and him and his wife were like, "Well, you guys need to cut your fees." And we're like, "Guys, we've been extremely upfront. Here's the HUD, both sides of the HUD. There is no fee to us. We are literally doing this to help them out, to get them back to ground zero so they can improve their life." Well, they're like, "Well, we don't want to work for free." And I was like, "I get it. No one wants to work for free. We're not asking you to work for free. Um, but I don't know how we can do this if you guys can't cut your fee and your buyer can't come up." The sellers, we were very upfront that they had no money, that they were way behind on their mortgage. If they want to try to buy it at foreclosure, that's probably a better route. But these buyers really wanted this house. And so, unfortunately, the agent was not happy with us, but they ended up cutting their fee. They still made around $2,000, I think, or $1,800, which isn't ideal. I get it for an agent who probably did a lot of work to find these buyers. But I think they serve their client and they really help someone else out of a tough situation, right? No one lost any money per se, meaning we lost some time on our end. We didn't pay any money. I mean, we had, I think, 3 or $400 in inspections in this thing, and I think $75 in notice. So I guess we did lose actual money. And then if you count the time of employees, like, we had over 20 hours on the phone with the seller. Like I said, they were elderly, they were in a tough spot and had no family to help them out. And so we took it upon ourselves to really help them. And this one probably won't get any reviews. They don't know how to work a smartphone. They're struggling with hearing and all of these things. And so no good will probably come from this in particular deal. But at the end of the day, it taught our team that it's not about money. The money comes on plenty of other deals. It's all about just making sure the sellers get served. And we can't do this to every seller is go work for free because it takes us a lot of time and energy. But as we become bigger and more profitable, I want to make sure we're doing more of these deals where we're just doing what the seller needs us to do to help them out of the situation. And it's why I drive for our company to grow so much, is because the bigger we are, the more profitable we are, the more people we can go back and help who no one else is going to take the time to help. They have been trying to sell this house since they missed their first mortgage payment, and no one took the time to make sure this house was going to get sold. And I get it. It was a tough deal, not a lot of money to be made on our end, no money to be made, but it felt really good getting them across the finish line so that they could start to go rent and really put this bad story behind them. They just, unfortunately, like most Americans, tough times hit them, and they were unfortunately in their 70s and couldn't recover. And so I just want to be able to help as many people as we can. And I wanted to share the story for you guys. It's not always about closing the deal and making the biggest amount of money. Now, don't get me wrong; those are great, and we need those to do more of this. But sometimes it's these deals where you make no money, you help someone out of a tough situation that you're like, this is really why I do this. This is why I'm going to keep going and going through all the tough pains, because there are legitimate people in this industry who have no way out of their situation. And if we can help them, we make money most of the time. If we can't make money, but we help them, we feel really good about it. So I hope you guys, if you're in the wholesaling business or real estate business, on occasion, if you take some of your profits, and I'm not saying go spend money, but if you can do a deal and make no money and help someone out and doesn't take too much time or energy or risk, man, that's always a great thing. And I encourage you to do those when you can. And I'm not saying you have to do it on every deal, but I am saying if you can do it on a deal and it's the only option, and you have the means to do it, I encourage you to try to do it a couple times a year, depending on your financial situation. We don't do these a ton. We probably do 5 to 10 a year like this, where it's just helping them out and we make nominal or no money, and we want to scale that up. It does take some risk because it is a lot of energy. I get that. So if you're doing 10, 15 deals, maybe just do one where you move it and you'll feel really good about things. And I know when you do a goodwill like this, more comes your way. So, uh, guys, I want to share the message. What we do is about helping sellers with all these lawsuits against AGs and wholesalers and home buyers. When you do the right thing, you'll be okay. You don't need to worry about those things. You don't need to worry about um, all the laws coming down against wholesalers, because at the end of the day, if you help enough people, you'll be in great shape, and a lot of people will vouch for you. So hope you guys have a great day, and hope you guys got some value out of this one. And remember, guys, the money's great, but the lessons come and you can help more people. Thanks.
Thank you for listening to the Properties for Profit podcast. I hope you found today's episode valuable. If you enjoy the show, please subscribe and share it with others who might benefit. Follow me on social media for more updates and tips. Until next time, keep turning properties into profits.